Elon Musk promised the Cybertruck would be indestructible. 3 weeks after the first owner drove it off the lot, it started rusting. By month 4, Tesla had issued 2 recalls for safety failures, so basic that they should have never left the factory. But here's the question nobody's asking. If a company can sell a $100,000 truck that doesn't work, what does that say about what we'll accept next? If you think the rust and the recalls are the worst part of this story, you haven't heard what Tesla's own earnings calls reveal about whether they knew all along. Subscribe now and stick around, because the contradiction is about to get uncomfortable. Elon Musk stood on stage at the Los Angeles Convention Center on November 21st, 2020, and made a promise. The Cybertruck would start at $39,900. It would arrive in 2021. The stainless steel exoskeleton would be indestructible, nearly impossible to dent, resistant to corrosion, built to outlast the buyer. Within 48 hours, over 1 million pre-orders came in across North America. People were not buying a truck. They were buying a vision. Then nothing happened. For 3 years. On November 30th, 2023, the first Cybertruck rolled off the line at Tesla's Austin Gigafactory in Austin, Texas. The customer was a Tesla executive. The price was $69,990, a $21,900 jump from the promised starting price. By early 2024, the BEAM model had evaporated entirely. Top trims climbed to $99,990. The gap between what Musk had said and what existed in driveways was now $60,000 wide and 3 years deep. Robert, a 42-year-old business owner from Phoenix, Arizona, took delivery of a Cybertruck in December 2023. 3 weeks later, driving through Phoenix's dry desert heat, he noticed something that should have been impossible: rust. Not surface corrosion. Actual rust blooming across the supposedly indestructible stainless steel panels. He posted on RR's Cybertruck on January 9th, 2024. I paid 6 figures for a truck that's already corroding in the Arizona sun. This is not what I signed up for. Other owners responded immediately. The rust was not isolated. It was everywhere. Milwaukee's E8 roads triggered it. California's coastal air triggered it. Even Arizona's dry climate triggered it. The exoskeleton designed to never corrode was corroding in weeks. By March 2024, NHTSA began logging complaints. The numbers started small, 14 here, 23 there. But the defects listed were not wear items. They were not user errors. They were design failures. Door handles jamming, window motors breaking, panel gaps so wide you could fit a finger between them. One reviewer measured the inconsistencies at 1/4 inch. Gaps a luxury truck manufacturer would have caught in week 1 of assembly line testing. But Tesla had skipped that testing. The vision of indestructibility had collided with the reality of manufacturing, and reality was winning. By January 2024, 3 months after those first deliveries rolled out of the Austin Gigafactory, the complaints accelerated. Door handles that froze shut across Minnesota, Michigan, and Canada. Window motors that failed mid-operation. Glass shattering during normal drives. Owners measured the panel gaps themselves, 1/4 inch between stainless steel sections that were supposed to fit with precision. Tesla's marketing had promised manufacturing perfection. The assembly line was delivering gaps you could see from across a parking lot. In April 2024, Tesla issued a quiet recall. 2,431 Cybertrucks affected. NHTSA case number 24V91000. The reason? Trim pieces detaching at highway speeds. Not eventually. Immediately. A truck that cost $99,000 could lose its exterior panels while driving. Days later, a second recall followed. The accelerator pedal itself was trapping under the floor matte design. A 38-year-old owner named Marcus from Dallas posted a video showing his foot stuck. "This isn't user error," he said to the camera. "This is a design flaw." Tesla's own engineering had failed safety testing that every truck manufacturer runs before a single production unit ships. The depreciation came fast. By June 2024, the Cybertruck had lost 30% of its value in 8 months. iSeeCars.com had tracked vehicle depreciation since 2015. Nothing moved like this. Owners tried to sell. Dealerships refused trade-ins. The machine everyone wanted had become the machine nobody could unload. You could not give it away. The resale market had spoken a single verdict. Something was fundamentally broken. And it was not just the truck. Here's what most people covering this miss. Musk's own words on earnings calls directly contradicted what was actually happening in the factories. On April 25th, 2024, during Tesla's first quarter earnings call, Musk stated the Cybertruck was on track for profitability by the end of that year. He called the production ramp smoother than the Model 3. Smoother. 3 weeks later, internal memos leaked to Bloomberg showing Tesla had paused deliveries at the Austin factory. The reason, written in the memo, unacceptable quality issues. By July 2024, Reuters reported that Tesla had cut Cybertruck production forecasts by 50% for the entire year. A silent admission that the truck could not scale without catastrophic failure rates climbing even higher. A 29-year-old reservation holder named Jennifer from Los Angeles had waited 3.5 years for her order to arrive. On July 18, 2024, she canceled. Her post on the owner's forum read, "They lied about when it would arrive. They lied about the price. And now they're lying about whether it even works." She walked into a dealership and bought a Ford F-150 Lightning instead, delivered in 6 weeks. 0 recalls. The competitor's timeline told a different story entirely. Rivian had delivered R1T trucks starting at $71,490 in October 2021. Far fewer defects reported. General Motors Hummer EV, launching in 2024 at $110,000, shipped with fewer safety recalls in its first 6 months than the Cybertruck had accumulated in just 4 months from launch. The question was no longer whether the Cybertruck was broken. The question had become, why did anyone still believe it could be fixed? On September 12, 2024, Tesla's own shareholder letter admitted what executives had been avoiding. The Cybertruck remained a money-losing venture. The vehicle designed to prove Tesla could manufacture anything without traditional suppliers or established practices had proven the opposite. Musk's conviction that engineering discipline was a luxury, not a necessity, had consequences, real ones. Owners paid the price. The exoskeleton design looked like a $99,990 statement. It performed like a $35,000 gamble. What the Cybertruck revealed was not just a failing truck, but a failing method. Announce wildly, overpromised delivery and price. Cut corners in production, blame buyers for not understanding genius. Then move to the next announcement, while the last one quietly implodes. The truck was not the problem. The problem was a company that had learned it could get away with it. By October 2024, Cybertruck's Net Promoter Score, the industry standard for customer satisfaction, sat at 28. The Chevy Bolt scored 72. A 45-year-old owner from Bozeman, Montana, summed it up in a single sentence on the Cybertruck Owners Club forum. "I wanted a revolution. I got a recall letter." The Cybertruck was never really about transportation. It was about faith. And faith, it turns out, cannot stop rust or fix engineering. What Tesla forgot was simple. People do not buy promises. They buy trucks.